Hey YouTube, it's Draconius380 and I'm back for another review. But before I start, I'm just going to give you the glory shot of all my master grade mono eye suits. Well, two of them belong to my brother, but we display them on the same table, so it's alright. And I'm just going to count these off one by one before I get to the actual unit I'm reviewing. Here's the Zaku, which I have already reviewed. It's my first review, so it's not as good as the others. Then we have the Master Grade Ridden, which I'll show off in his own review later. Then we have the Zaku, which he isn't a Xeon suit, but still he's a mono eye and he's of the Zaku line. And that brings us to the kits I'm intending to review today. Today I'm reviewing the Zaku 2, the Master Grade Zaku 2 2.0. I'm reviewing them all because they're all the same with just minor differences in their accessories and slightly different armor. This is the J-type, which is the ground attack. This is the F2 high mobility type. Let's get the J-type because I'm reviewing the Johnny Ridden custom Zaku 2 2.0. Let me get you a good look at him. Now let me get his bazooka out of the way, and I'll take this away, and I'll cover these in the accessories with his accessories later. So alright, as I said in the Strike Gundam video, I'm implementing what I call standard articulation so I don't have to constantly repeat myself. Watch Launcher Strike Gundam and I'll quickly go through standard articulation. I'm just going to run through it again just to save face. Standard articulation. Head can move around, and for Master Grades, the chicken neck thing. The shoulders can do 360, move in and out. The legs can go about straight out in front. They can go backwards. They have double knees, double elbows in their arms. Wrists are ball joints, feet are on ball joints, and they have some kind of toe articulation, and their skirts move. All that's standard articulation. So real quick, I'm going to go through bits on this that are not standard articulation. First off, the head cannot do it cannot do a 360. It can go that far left and right. And then let me get real close. You see his eye inside his head. If I can get it where the light, I don't know how well that's really going to show, but as you turn his head, his eye automatically, thanks to a gear, rotates in the direction you're turning his head. In addition to that, beyond standard articulation, his shield has a joint here so it can rotate 360, and a second joint so it can rotate around, so you can actually get the shield where you can defend, and the shoulder pad will do that as well and rotate. Although I'm not sure why it needed to do that, but I'm not going to complain. Additional his back skirt has a thing back here. Oh, I forgot in my standard articulation run through that it has a waist joint. He doesn't have much of one, but he still has a waist joint. Well, he has two waist joints. One so he can go back, and one lean back and forth, and then one so he can rotate slightly. Anyhow, and then other examples of non-standard articulation. These flaps on his backpack can move. And then he has Master Grade 2.0 articulation in that his thumb's a ball joint, his index finger's a ball joint. These three move together, but they all have a joint at the second knuckle. And that really covers his articulation. I mean, watch my Launcher and Sword Strike Gundam, my Launcher Strike Gundam video if you really want in-depth in the articulation. Gimmicks, I really went over the one gimmick he has, his one gimmick. I wonder why that's kind of loose. Anyhow, His thrusters don't move. He has a toe. I've gone over everything. On to his. He doesn't really have any gimmicks, so I'll go on to his accessories. First accessory is this. He has a second head, so you don't have to build him with a command antenna. His next is a blade type antenna instead of the stabilizer antenna. Because, let me make sure his shoulder's out. You see the profile of that antenna. Here's the other one. And then, in addition, he comes with some extra tube segments for his tubes all over him. A classic Zaku machine gun. A standard bazooka, but the bazooka even has a small gimmick in that you come to the side here, you get your fingernail up under here. Well, hell, I can't even get my fingernail. There we go. You open this up. His bazooka scope even has a lens cap, which is a really cool detail. Next, he has a heat hawk. It was molded in black, so I just painted mine whatever I felt like. So I painted this, and this red. And then I painted the spike here yellow, just to match Johnny Ridden. It comes with a little clip that will store the heat hawk on his waist, like so. It doesn't get in the way of any articulation, so that's nice. And then final weapon is the 360mm giant bazooka. It has the same lens cap gimmick as the Zaku bazooka. Oh, and this little handle moves, and this little scope is articulated. The scope on the bazooka and the Zaku machine guns are also articulated. He holds them fairly well. As you can see, there's not one but two grooves on this side, so he can hold the bazooka in a variety of different poses. And this handle's articulated. Oh, excuse me. Oh, he does have the standard cockpit opening gimmick. If you look right here, this will slide. If I can get it up. Well, this one for some reason doesn't want to stay up, but and you just tinker with him a second. I do not know why that won't stay up. His cockpit will open, but you can't see the pilots. All you gotta do is come back here and pop his backpack off. There's this little lever right here. I'm gonna slide it over here, and then, well, you can't see nothing inside him. So I've got my flashlight here, and when I shine light in there, you can see Johnny Ridden in there. That little lever on his back slides the cockpit left and right, because if you remember in Mobile Suit Gundam, the cockpit would slide to the left and the right so the pilot could get in or out, and then slide into the middle when the thing was operating. And then I'll just put his backpack back on. It's a nice, well, it's an alright gimmick. I mean, it's not the best, but by far not the worst. And that's about it for him. This thing is amazing. There really is nothing that needs lining or painting. All I did was add this Principality's Xeon decal to his shield and this RB symbol. This Zaku is virtually the same, except the only difference is instead of the giant bazooka, he comes with the leg missile pods. But other than that, he's virtually the same. The only differences are his legs are different and his backpack are different. Other than that, they're exactly the same. I love Johnny Ridden. I love this Zaku. I mean, it is phenomenal. I didn't give any BG this time. Sorry if you actually wanted it, but anyway. But I mean, this is phenomenal. Get him if you like Zakus, red Zakus, not pink Zakus. But it is phenomenal.